Sarvendra Srivastava is now joining us. Sarvendra, good afternoon. You were talking about a panic bottom in December. It may not be panic, but you do get a sense that a bottom has been made without a news flow?
Yeah, very good afternoon. No, what in our last conversation when we were having, what I remember is I said that the first week of January, that would be crucial when everybody comes back and you would have more clarity, because we have already had two bottoms now at 7,900. So when we made the first bottom itself a couple of months back, and then when we were on air, what we said that it had all the qualities of a medium term kind of a bottom, the low that we printed at around 7,916. So post that, I think in December we tested that low, did not break it decisively. It was a small little whipsaw, and in a flash Nifty was up from there. So which clearly qualifies, again as I said, that 7,900 is the area of rejection, below which the prices don't want to go right now, and in the current scheme of things, and now we are around 300 odd points higher from there. So my sense is that yes, now all of that now qualifies that yes, 7,900 is acting as a strong rejection area, and two times now that it has kind of withheld the declines, there is also a case to call in for a double bottom. But as you now want to see that 82, 82.50, which was earlier a hurdle, it is posing a little bit of a short-term temporary kind of a challenge as far as the Nifty is concerned. So next couple of days would be crucial, and as I said, a couple of more days into the next week, Monday or Tuesday, if we decisively break past 8,300, then you can say that yes, the long-term 200-day exponential is also broken out of, and the Nifty is well and truly on a home run, which means then probably you would not much go below 81.50. So I think Monday, Tuesday we'll get that answer. Right now we are trying, is all I can say, that we are trying to kind of breach that long-term marker at around 8300. So today we have not managed to clear that. Yesterday we were just there. We had just cleared it, but so more or less we are there, but not yet.
Right. Names like Axis Bank, names like IndusInd Bank, you think that they have made a bottom?
I think for the banking names, yes, I think if not final bottoms, I think by and large now what we should be bothered about is that are there more further decisive declines, or there are major declines which are left? So I would say same for the case of Nifty and the Bank Nifty, as I said, that I don't see a case of a very major decline post 7,900 on the Nifty and 17,900, 18,000 for the Bank Nifty. So that definitely seems the case, as I said, looking at the scheme of things as of now. Even if you were to go and again challenge those numbers, I don't see a decisive break happening, because there's a lot of buying happening there. There's a sense of rejection, as I said, at 7,900 for the Nifty, and say around 17,800, 17,900 for the Bank Nifty, because it is also again coming back above those levels. If it is breaking that, it is coming back, and it's been now almost a couple of months for the Bank Nifty where we have traded that 18,000 price area. So definitely some support there. But as I said, now a couple of big events lined up, which means in terms of the last quarter numbers or the third quarter numbers, and you would also have a union budget which is coming. So I think we are lined up with big events, but my sense is that the worst of the declines are locked in. You might see 2-3% here and there, but by and large, if someone wants to be a buy and hold kind of a player, I think Axis Bank at around 440, 450 is definitely a good buy.
Right. In terms of some of the other names, do you think that technology has given a breakdown from here on, or it's the last leg of sell-off and one should look to buy these names?
See, the whole call from here would be that if it's going to be a broad-based market, a broad-based uptick in the prices, and a broad-based bull market, that would sound a wrong word right now, but I have been calling a broad-based bull market right from 4,600 on the Nifty when I was with your channel. So that view is still intact. See, we are in a broad-based multi-year bull run, but the decisive move within that move will start from here. If it has not already started, it will start anytime soon. So in that, like, everything will go up. But I will still believe that FMCG, pharma and IT will underperform the benchmark. So which means you will get higher returns in say metal names, banking names, capital goods name, or a Reliance or a DLF or some real estate name. So my sense is, barring about these three sectors, I think everything else will be somewhere in that bull market, be in that outperformance category. But for these three names, it will be difficult, but everything will broadly be higher from here because a rising tide will take all the boats up. So in that sense, I would say that the breadth would be good. And what we call in wave principle that are 3 of 3, when it unleashes, I think everything will go up. So, but let me put a caveat there that in all bull markets, there are 10 stocks which are going down, and in all bear markets, there are 10 stocks which are going up. So 90-10 ratio would play out. So which means even if we have a multi-year bull market, there can be 5-10 stocks which are still going down. Based on the merit or demerit in that stock, stocks can tend to go against the trend. But that basket will be very few. It would be around 5-10%. So if there's a bull market, there can still be 5-10% stocks which are going down and vice versa. So my sense is that everything will go up post this 3 of 3 starts. And it is only to look at underperformance and outperformance that you should be bothered about as an investor or a trader. And I think the pocket of underperformance will remain IT, pharma and FMCG.
Right. Sarvendra, just request you to stay on about a minute remaining for markets to shut. HDFC on your screen is up 0.5%. Tata Power is up 0.5%. Sun Pharma had marginal lower day, so about 3 points down, 641. Bharti Airtel down about 1 rupee or so. BPCL 1% down, 665, but still, for the week, they have been very good movers. GAIL was up around 2%, so it cooled off in the last half an hour or so. Aurobindo Pharma was closer to 700. It's now only 3 rupees higher towards close. TCS is down 2%. ZA is down about 1.8. IndusInd Bank was among the gainers. 10th of Jan is when they declare their numbers. M&M is down about 0.5%. L&T is flat with a negative bias. Cipla is up around 2 rupees, 582. Ambuja Cement 1% decline, 212. Tata Motors DVR is down about 4 rupees. Bharti Infratel is up about 1.2% and HUL is up around 0.5%. Maruti absolutely flat. Tata Motors was among the gainers yesterday. It's down about 1%. Dr. Reddy's is up around 1% at close. Tech Mahindra is the top loser. In fact, if you pull up the top 6 losers, all the IT names and Idea were a part of that list. So the first top loser was Tech Mahindra. Second was followed by HCL Tech, 3.69. These are huge cuts for some of these names. So HCL Tech is down about with 2.8 million shares, down about 813. Let's look at the third top loser as well. It has to be from the tech space. At least all the top 5 names were not doing that well. Idea is down 2.6. Idea, there was a downgrade from Merrill Lynch. That's why it's down. It's 5 million shares. Wipro is the fourth top loser, down about 2.2%. 1.5 million shares traded for Wipro as well, and TCS also forms a part of that list. So all the tech names did clearly lose out today. Ultratech was down about 1.8, and that also did put pressure on the markets. Some gainers. So banking space did well. So Yes Bank was up 3.5%. Kotak Bank was up 2.2%. iShares was up around 2%. So let's just pull up the gainers as well. Yes Bank on your screen, 3% higher, 3.7 million shares traded. Kotak Bank up around 2.2%. iShares Motors up around 2%, 22,800. Bank of Baroda did well, 1.8% higher, 153. Asian Paints was also up around 1.5%. Names like ONGC, names like IndusInd Bank, names like Bharti Infratel are some of the other gainers. Gainers of about 1.5% each for most of these names. ONGC is up around 1.4%. From the broader market space also, there were a lot of gainers. So JSW Energy did very well. It was up around 6%. No particular news flow, but just in closing hours, I think they've got an order. So it's up around 6%. Fortis Healthcare was up 5%. Again, it was trading around 190 throughout the day, but then in the last traded price, it was around 195. So 10 million shares in terms of volume. Very, very good in terms of volume. But in the last 2 or 3 minutes, you did see a spike of around 3-4 rupees. So I think as the adjusted close comes in, it would adjust itself for that. Wockhardt was up 5%. Kohinoor Foods did well. RCF, Rashtriya Chemical Fertilizers, did well. In fact, all the fertilizer, rice and sugar stocks continue to do well. That's Kohinoor Foods for you. RCF, it's a fertilizer name that was among the gainers. Ugar Sugar Works was up 5%. That's also a name that did well. Names like LT Food, some of the others also do form a part of this list of gainers. Let's also just look at the losers in the broader market space as well. So Just Dial was up 14% yesterday. It was down about 4% today. Apart from that, you have mid-cap IT companies. So in the large cap space, we saw that there were more than the tops. In fact, all the 5 names were down. So you had names like Quick Heal, Mindtree, Hexaware. These are from the mid-cap space, seeing continuous selling pressure throughout the day today, and towards the end also, they were not looking particularly That's great. Let's go back to Sarvendra Srivastava. He's still with us. Sarvendra, in terms of IT stocks, as you said, you think results could be a big catalyst, or you think it'll take a while? Globally, things have to settle. Global IT stocks have to ready, and then only these stocks can do well.
So I think I will answer the question. I was about to answer that earlier as well. I think Nifty IT, if you look at the Nifty IT itself, that is where we have called a strong bottom at around that 9,500 price area, 93.95 that we printed. I think last month the low was at around 9,295. So what we are again calling is that's a good. It's got all the signatures of a good medium term bottom. So we are assuming and we are saying that as long as 92, 95 did not decisively breach on the CNX IT, I think we've already put a bottom in place. So my sense is that will definitely be higher from that number as long as we are not breaking it, and this is just a correction. So I think it's offering you good risk rewards as far as the IT names are concerned. I think corrections into the IT space, I don't mind buying. And as I said, you'll have to keep a stop loss on the Nifty IT and watch that 9295 price area. If it does not break decisively, then you are in your positions, and this decline should be used to kind of go long. But if those numbers were to break, then yes, there could definitely be some problem as far as the IT space overall is going to overall for the IT space. But for me, that would not be the case. I am still in the camp that 9295 will not get broken, and we will move higher from here. So this correction is a good opportunity to buy. But please keep your stop losses and invest accordingly. Now coming to, I think, the large cap, mid cap names, I think essentially the whole basket should gain. And my hypothesis is coming from the Nasdaq itself. The Nasdaq and the US markets themselves, I think they have broken out into at least a 9-12 month kind of an uptick. So if nothing bad is going to come from the US per se itself, barring apart your visa rules or some event-based news, but broadly on the business side, I think things in the US are looking up. Dow's on a cusp of a big breakout, so actually it could go all the way till 21,000, 21,500 also. And if that is the case, and Nasdaq also another 7-8% higher, my sense is why will the IT stocks go down? So at least for the next 3 to 6 months, I would not be bearish IT. And as I said, 9295 should be used as a stop loss there.
Sarvendra, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Always good to get in a perspective.